Hello knockouts, Tonya TKO here. And I sat here for the longest time not really knowing how to start the video, how to turn it on and begin this conversation. And I tried to record a video before this one and I stopped. I have all of these things written down of what it is that I want to say. And it doesn't really seem like there's any words that can suffice because this is a goodbye video. And for those of you who I remember when I made my TKO Skin is Closing goodbye video. I remember how difficult it was. You know what? And I got dressed up so pretty today and I put on my makeup. I even put on eyelashes today. Because if I'm going to say goodbye, I want you guys to remember me pretty, you know? So this, alright. I didn't expect to feel emotional, you know. So hold on, let me try to put the tears. I don't want to mess up all this makeup. Put the tears back in. Okay. Because you know, it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years and YouTube has been an integral part of my life and me. Oh, you know what I learned from the last video where I was trying to stop myself from crying? It just let it out. Because it doesn't make any sense to try to hold it in, because what's going to come out is going to come out anyway. So there. Yeah. Alright, there we go. Let those little tears out and continue. Alright. You know, it's been 10 years and YouTube has been such an integral part of my life, and I've been such an integral part of you all's as well. And last week, well, the week before last, I did, for the people on my mailing list, I did free one-on-one coaching. You know, just a little bit of coaching just to touch people, because we have this relationship where I sit here in front of the camera and you guys on the other end, and there's so many of you. There's so many of you who feel like you know me and feel connected to me from the relationship that we have right here. And I wanted to be able to reach out and touch some of you all. And so I did the free coaching sessions and I had a beautiful, wonderful experience of being able to really put my fingers on, figuratively, on people and hear your story and hear what you're going through and hear the impact that I have had in your life. So I'm humbled. And you guys know, I don't like the word humble, but I am humbled. I'm humbled to know the impact that I've had on people's lives who have also grown up with me. So thank you. Thank you. And I've written out 3 reasons why I'm leaving YouTube. But you know what? I don't want to make this video crying. Give me just 1 second. Let me get some tissue and wipe my face. Okay. And for those of you who can, you know, it's like when I made my TKO Skin closing video, there were some people that didn't believe it. You know, there's a lot of going out of business, fail, final this and final that. But there's some people who are connected to me. And so if you can tell from the look on my face and the feel of my spirit and know that I am for real, then before I even get into the 3 things, underneath this video will be a link. You can come with me. You can come. There will be a link for a little survey. Take the little survey. At the bottom of the survey is a place for you to input your email address. When you input your email address, you will be added to a new mailing list. Even if you're on one of my other mailing lists, you will be added to a new mailing list of people who are coming with me where I go. All right. So let me just make sure no more tears, because can I say that I'm not sad? You know what? The number three reason why I'm leaving YouTube is because I feel like I've come to the end of the road of doing things like this. You know, I was talking to someone yesterday who I really did not resonate with at all. You know, he considers himself to be a leader of his own right, and in this conversation he was telling me about all of the mistakes and decisions and all of the things that people do in their lives that mess up so that they're not living a life worth living. And I say, oh no, every life is worth living. We all have choices. We do. And so I don't believe that there are any mistakes. I believe that everything that we go through gets us to where it is that we have asked to go on a spiritual level. I believe that before we come into these lives, that our higher self that we know, I believe that when we enter into the infant body, that our memories of who it is that we are start to fade away very quickly. And that as we enter into that newborn body, we try to hold on to those memories. We promise that in this lifetime that we'll remember and we will live our God-realized life. And then we forget and we get trapped in the encumbrances and the limitations of our small forms, and learn how to walk and talk and eat and grow. And along the way, we forget who it is that we really are. But there is a being, an entity, an energy that remembers. And I believe that that energy is our higher selves. And I believe that before we come into this life, that our higher self already has the map and the blueprint of what it is that we would like to accomplish in this life, and that we are guided along the way. I do not believe that there are any mistakes. And I don't believe that anything that I've done that has gotten me to this point here today has been a mistake, because we've gotten to this point. And I hear this song that keeps rotating round and round in my mind, the lyric that we've come to the end of the road. And it's hard to let go. Yes, it's hard to let go of the way that things were before. However, there is a place. And listen, I'm going to tell you, I don't know. When I closed my business, I said I did not know if I would be successful. I didn't know. And then along the way, there came Latin America, and there were the robberies, and then there was the trying to write the book and not being able to write the book, and then the coming back into America, and then my stumble last year when I ended up living in my car. And all of the things that have transpired to get us to where we are right now. And do I know whether or not this is the right move? I don't know. But remember when I told you guys during the displacement, the one thing that you gotta do. What was that one thing I told you gotta do? Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Continue the momentum. Just move. Nothing in this life on this earth ever stays still. We have cycles, and the sun comes up and then the moon comes around. We have cycles. It's constant movement. In our bodies is an entire universe of cells, and everything is always moving. So listen, if you've never heard anything from me before, listen to this. You may not know, but make a decision anyway. Listen to the urgings of your soul. Listen to it. You may not know, because as a human being, listen, as a human being, we have limitations. Because we think what is physical and what we see and can feel, what we feel with our hands physically we think is real, and what we see physically we think is the truth. But listen, I'm here to tell you that there's another truth that lies inside of you. And even if you physically and consciously think that you don't know, on a soul level, you know. And it's up to you to give in to it. Hear me. Give in to it. The spirit, that feeling on the inside. Give in to it and go, because there is a higher being. There is an upper power. There is a power where, listen, I don't believe all of my energy is inside my body. As a matter of fact, I know that it's not. I know that it is not. So you know what, usually in my videos I say, oh, this is going to be a short video. No, this is going to be a long video, because I'm going to say everything that I need to say, and then I'm gone. You hear me? I'm gone. So listen, let's talk. My number 3 reason for going is because we've come to the end of the road the way things are right now. We've come to the end of the road of doing things like this. This can't go on like this anymore. We've ended this chapter of doing things like this. And so that's the number 3 reason. We've just come to the end. We have exhausted. We've exhausted where it is that we are going. Up until this point, doing it like this. Exhausted. And the number 2 reason why I'm leaving YouTube. You know, I realized in talking with people and the notes that people have sent me and the reaction that people had to my displacement, I realized that, and I'm going to try to put this as softly as possible. I realized that the majority of people say that they like reality and that they want people to be real. But judging from how things really are, if you take a real look, it's like, you know, someone, and we're going to get to this in number 1, but someone asked me on my live broadcast, why do women say that they want a nice guy and their actions say otherwise? I realize the majority of people say that they want real and they want reality, etc., but they really don't want reality. They don't want real. If you look at the way things go, even our reality shows aren't reality. People want drama. They want entertainment. They want an escape from their lives. What they want is to be reminded. They want to be reminded of a perfection that they feel is possible. And they want confirmation that out there some perfect life exists. This is why people jump from relationship to relationship to relationship, because in this other person, they are expecting perfection. They are expecting, oh, now in this situation, I can be my real, true, perfect self. I couldn't in that last relationship because that person was imperfect. So therefore, I could not be perfect. My reflection was not perfect there. I messed up. They messed up. I couldn't be perfect with them. This is what they brought out of me. And I'm looking for somebody perfect to bring the perfect out of me. And there's no perfection. There's no perfect life out there. Just being human and having to succumb to the laws of gravity and these fragile human bodies. Take away any faction that perfection is attainable for the human life. And that in and of itself is a perfection. You have to find your perfection along the way. But I'll say this. I talked to a woman yesterday. No, I talked to a woman last week who said that she wanted to be like me. I had to pause right here to make the verbiage distinction. She said she wanted to be me. And that was what was so startling, because you don't know what a person went to get to that point where you see them at and think that you want to be them or even like them. Each of our lives is so different and unique, and all of our journeys are beautiful. And don't discount your own journey for where you see another person at. There could have been some childhood poverty, violence, molestation, rape, abandonment, a lot of things that got them to that point. So love and appreciate your own journey. I had to say that. Now back to the video. When I had TKO skin and my skin was flawless and I was working out and I had the money and the business and all of that, she wanted to be me. And I don't know how many of you out there would look at me and any other person on the screen and say that you would want to be like them. Listen, there is no perfect life out here. To everybody's life, there are storms. There are. And then when I became displaced and people realized that Tonya too is fallible, that I don't have all of the answers, that I don't make all of the choices that immediately manifest into what it is that I thought it could manifest into. Listen, hear me, please. If there's a second thing that you can hear and understand that I've ever said to you, please hear this before I go. Listen to this. None of us really know. We don't know. None of us. I remember when I was 16 years old, I had gotten a little summer youth job at the district attorney's office. And I remember I felt so young and so out of place, and I saw all of these lawyers and district attorneys and all of these older people all around me, and I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait for the day that I would know which direction it is that I wanted to go, where I would have all of the answers. And there's so many of you out there looking at people on TV, looking at people on the screen, looking at the CEO and thinking, wondering, hoping that you could be like them. And I'm going to tell you, just like how I sit here today and I say, you know what? I'm leaving YouTube and I don't know if this is the right choice, but I'm listening to my spirit. The difference is that the people who don't know and know that they don't know and act anyway, there's the difference. Because some of us stall. We wait. What should I do? I don't know what to do. I don't know. And time keeps ticking and we don't try. That's the thing, the biggest thing. Try. Try. You may stumble. You may be real. You may be human. Look at me. I am human and I make mistakes. I do. There's a caveat because I don't believe that there are any mistakes. However, I do stumble and I do not always consciously, physically feel that I have all of the answers, but I listen to my heart and I listen to my spirit and I make a decision anyway. And there are things that we can do. Oh, we can go to school. We can take classes. We can learn. We can perform through mastery. We can really know our craft. However, there is not a human being on this earth who every single answer they consciously know is the right one. Not one. This life has no instruction book. It doesn't. But you make a decision anyway. Just like being a parent doesn't come with a manual. But there's a being in this world and you have to do something and you try. And it's not until after that person grows up that you realize, I could have did something a different way. But no, that's the way that you did it. And I believe that even our children come into these lives with their own soul contracts and they chose you as a parent. And I believe that I chose these circumstances of my life. So no, I don't believe that people really want perfection. No perfection exists. Women want men who don't cry and men want women who don't crap. We don't have realistic expectations of other human beings. We think that we are the only imperfect person out here. And so We think that maybe, oh, this other person who's snowboarding, or this girl who's in front of her breakfast with the cute face, with the eyelashes all long, the guy with the muscles and the car and the money and the private plane, and we see them on TV doing their thing and singing their songs, and you see us here on YouTube, and what do you think? You see the girl with her husband and the babies, and they're making videos, and everybody's laughing and everybody's smiling. Meanwhile, into everybody's life, some rain has fallen. Everyone's life, some rain has fallen. So it's like you have your own special type of rain. Don't go looking at other people on the day that the rainbow is there and compare your rain to their rainbow. Everybody's at different stages. Everybody has a different soul contract on this earth, and everybody's stuff happens in the time that it is meant to happen for them. I believe wholeheartedly that we are knowing beings. We know. On a deep level, we know. Sometimes we remember that illusion we get caught up in as babies. We believe that we don't know, and then we go from there. So listen. And the weirdest thing happened when I asked for help when I needed it. You know, there's so many different things that go on why people don't want to ask for help. And part of the reason people don't want to ask for help is because asking for help raises the illusion that there are people there who will help you. Sometimes it's better to wonder, oh, will people help me or will they not? Or to ask for help when you don't really need it, because then it's safe. Because if you don't really need it, then you have the safety and the safeguards to be able to deal without the help. Because what happens if you really are in need and you're vulnerable and you ask for help? You know, and then people ask, why don't I know, like when we talk about rape victims and sexual assault victims, and we wonder, why don't more people come out and let people know what's going on? And I can imagine, and I've heard the stories that in so many of our families, people come out, people don't believe, people shame them, people tell them they should have never said nothing, that they should keep certain things to the air dirty laundry. It's whole host of things. And I remember when I was traveling and I stayed, remember that the scariest night of my life, and I stayed inside that Casa Jate? Okay. And people were like, oh, Tonya, let's set up a GoFundMe for you. Let's set up a GoFundMe. Let's do this. Let's do that. And there's a part of me that wishes that I had set up the GoFundMe when I still had the ability to help myself, that I set up the GoFundMe in a casual way. Because what happened when I really needed help, when things had digressed to the point that I was living in my car and then had no money and I reached out for help, what happened at that point? And all of the people who raised this ruckus on the internet. And it's like so much of it, you know, I never talked about this after the displacement was over, because I was like, you know what, I'm just going to let this go. But let me talk about this now since I'm in my goodbye video. Some of you just don't have good rationale. Some of you just don't have good rationale. What sense does it make for a person who has always had money, who talks very highly of being able to maintain money, who talks about brokenness and never getting to that depth, comparing it to childhood or being childlike? What sense does it make for a person who has that feeling about brokenness to ever come out and pretend to be broke? It just doesn't make any sense. And a lot of you were complicit in allowing a violent and abusive man to publicly abuse me. And you know what? Some of you women need to be ashamed of yourselves, because some of you women are in abusive relationships yourself, who have been in abusive relationships, and should be able to know and look for the signs. However, many of you were complicit in allowing some man who despises women, black women, and most likely himself, who despises, to tell you all what I was or was not going through. This is what I'm saying. Poor rationale. For real. Poor rationale. Like, it just doesn't. You know what? And I said this before. The one thing that you all did not see was anybody who knows me saying that I was not displaced. Not one person. And I live in this world. How easy would it have been for somebody from my high school to say, you know what, that Tonya, she ain't telling the truth. Or somebody from my college, or someone close to me, a cousin who don't like me. The one thing that you did not see was you did not see anybody who knew me, but yet so many of you listen to people very far removed from my life, people who don't know me, to tell you about me. What sense does that make? That somebody who does not have access to a person can tell you what is or what isn't, and so many of you ran with it, and it was really shocking, because I see the inherent weakness in certain human beings when you would try to kick a person who is down, or even a person, let's say a person is claiming to be down, but to kick a person when you have no proof of whether they are really down or not, but to take the word of an abusive person. And then, oh Lord, you know what? I wanted to mention this. I wanted to mention this. Lord have mercy. I wanted to mention this before I go. This man even went so far as to say that I was prostituting, and that when he met me, that I had offered him my body in exchange for money. And there's so many of you, this is what I'm saying, poor rationale. It's like, if Tonya was selling pum pum or punani, right? Why would I ever be broke? If selling ASS was an option or something that was a lifestyle for me, why would I claim to live in my car when I could just go sell some fanny? You know what I'm saying? And then this person, listen, this person says that I offered some to him in exchange for money. And the price that he quoted, from what I remember, was an all right price, something like $400 or $600. You know, you're getting into upper escort area once you cross the half of 1,000 mark, you know. And I had to laugh to myself because this person claims that I offered them some punani for money, and that they what? What did he say? That he said no? Okay, honey. Just look at me. Let me move a little closer. Just look at me and look at that person. And use your rationale. First of all, number one, if I was selling punani, why would I ever be broken? And two, if I offered some to this, well, what was his reason for claiming to say no? Because he wasn't attracted to me? What? You know what? It's like, some of you can't see the classic signs when it's right in front of you. Oh my God, you can't see the signs. Like, if you think about what would motivate a person to say something like that, and if you notice, all throughout that ordeal, I did not mention this person. And even now, I don't mention this person's name. But oh, listen. But you guys ran with the foolishness when you see that this person has a track record of abuse. And I can imagine behind the scenes, even violence. Judging from what it is that I've seen and observed. Even violence. And then, like I said, some of you were complicit in aiding and abetting that foolishness. When I look at the different video responses that were made on the internet, it's embarrassing and shameful. And it's like, I feel sorry for so many of you. This is why I never said anything during the whole ordeal, because I was like, you know what, listen, I need to maintain my strength, and I need to maintain my energy, and I need to continue to push on. You know what? Enough of that. I wanted to thank some people, because there were some people who really did have my back. And so it's the MCP. Oh, how he rallied and fought for me. So, brother, son, thank you. Thank you. And then Kim Pinder, who was there for me who was the one who told me to come out in the first place and let people know, because I was ashamed. I was embarrassed at what had happened to me. Not having money, Tonya? Me? I was embarrassed. So shout out to Kim for giving me the courage to come forward and then staying in touch with me during to make sure that I was all right. Thank you, Kimmy. Thank you. You girl. You and I, you've been there with me since when? 2008. Yes. I've seen your life change so much over the years. So girl, listen, thank you. And then there was Jeremy Dream Chaser, who contacted me every night to get the crossroads of where I was staying or the parking lot that I was in. Or the parking lot that I was in. So in case anything happened to me, that he would have a record of where I'd been. So Jeremy, I can't. Oh boy, I can't thank you enough. So thank you. My God, thank you. Thank you. And who else? And I want to give a special shout out to Pat Jones. I don't even know if she's still watching my videos to the end, but I'm going to give her a shout out anyway, because Pat was so vociferous in really demanding that I should have even kept my GoFundMe open longer to ask for more. So Pat, thank you. You were there behind the scenes fighting for me when I didn't have the strength to fight. To fight for myself. So Pat, thank you. Thank you. And to all of the people in my GoFundMe group who got on the phone with me during our conference calls and who continue to strengthen and fortify and motivate me. Thank you. Thank you to all of you. Miracle Dawn, who continued to give me business ideas even as I was floundering and had no business of my own. Thank you, Miracle. Thank you. And thank you to all of the people in my GoFundMe who continuously and consistently got on the phone with me whenever I would announce. Thank you. Thank you to all of you. Thank you. And one of my closest friends, Neat, thank you. She doesn't watch my videos, but it's out there in the universe. Thank you. You assisted me and you helped me when I was brainstorming for ideas, when I was trying different things, when I continued to push, when I needed to vent. Thank you. Thank you. So thank you to all of you. And I haven't even gotten to my number one reason. And before I got into the number one reason, I wanted to thank all of the people who continue to watch my videos, giving uplifting comments in the comment section, who wrote me emails uplifting, the people who prayed for me and the people who held space for me, and even some of my lovebirds and knockouts who made videos for me. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you and I love you. So thank you. Okay, so now let's get to the number one reason why I'm leaving YouTube. And it's like a culmination of everything. And this number one is know your worth. Know your worth. 2008, I made a video called Know Your Worth. And we've gotten to the stage of my career on YouTube where I have to know my worth and what it is that I really do here and the changes that I truly make in people's lives. So it's time for me to know my worth, express my worth, and hold the space of my worth. And for you too, to know that you are worth it and invest in yourself. Because if there is something that benefits you, something that will help you get to where you want to be, then do what you need to do. to grab hold of that, to take part in that, to invest in yourself in that way. So yes, know your worth. You know, one of the primary ways that I can express my worth is by showing and expressing my worth. You know, because it's like while I was gone and going through all of that stuff, I came back. Now, number one, you know, a lot of you look at people making YouTube videos, and unless you have millions of views, you're not making any money on YouTube. You're really not. You're not making money on YouTube. You know, and it's like I wasn't making much money before, but then now after the changes and after coming back and all that other stuff, it's even worse now. I remember, according to the terms of service, when I first signed up for the partner program, we were not supposed to discuss how much we've made. And so I've never talked about how much it is that I've made on YouTube. But since I'm going, I'll say this now. Before on YouTube, I used to make a few $100, not enough to be able to live off of. And then after coming back and, you know, taking down some of my, because I'll tell you guys this, right? My highest watched video was this video called, what was it? It was dipping in a hot bath Nevis style. And that video was skewing my numbers. It was making it seem like I had a lot more male viewers than I actually had. And when I disabled that video so that my numbers can really adjust, that video was the bulk. That video had 22 million views. That video was the bulk over the course of 5 years, however long it had been since I put up that video. That video was the bulk of what it was that I was making on YouTube. Without that video, the money that I've made has dropped down to $40. 1 month it was $25. You know, I've started making videos, so now it's $40. But in the middle range, $30 a month, and it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense with the, you know, with the new changes on YouTube and all of this stuff going on. It doesn't make any sense to continue to make videos on YouTube and not even be able to afford the internet to upload those videos. This is what I'm saying. We've come to the end of the road like this. We can't do this anymore. Not like this. And you know, it's like, I know that my videos help people, and I know that my videos touch people, and I know that my videos are life-changing for people. So what I'm going to do is make my videos for the people who want my videos. So I'm taking it over to my website. I've already begun to make videos on Vimeo for certain sections of my mailing list. And so I'm creating a private area on my website for me to be able to get in contact with the people who want my videos. And then look, I did the math on it. All right. So if I'm making $25 on YouTube, all I need is one person. Just one person who will pay $25 a month for me to be able to make the same money that I'm making here at YouTube. All I need is 2 people paying $12 a month, or 4 people paying $6 a month, or 8 people paying $3 a month for me to match what's being paid or given here on YouTube. That's all I need. So I don't think that that's asking for much. Make a membership site. All I need is 8 people. I did a live show last weekend or the weekend before last. And during the live show, I asked people for video ideas, and people, they were like blocking negativities from others, building self-confidence, how to prepare yourself while you're waiting for Mr. Right, overcoming anxiety, how to prepare yourself for marriage, what to do after Mr. Right proposes. What can men do to understand? What can men do to understand the mysteriousness of women? Why does a woman choose the opposite of what she really wants or says that she wants? Why do guys who show women less attention get more attention? Date ideas and tokens of appreciation, love languages and communication. Things women do to grow themselves, business, financial worth, and it's okay to be single, travel video. You know what? You guys had a lot of ideas. So I would love to be able to go into a section and just make videos for those people who want it and who are willing to invest in themselves to get it. It's like, I liken it to coaching. You get yourself a 30-minute video directly answering your particular issue. Listen, I like that. And I don't need many people to make it happen either. So like I said, if you are ready to come with me, underneath the video is a link. Sign up, take the survey and sign up for the new portion of my mailing list, and let you guys know where I'm going to be, how to get there, what you need to do, how we can stay in touch, etc. You know, it's like, because I realized that I can't continue to make videos if I'm not safe. I can't continue to make videos if I can't eat. I can't continue to make videos if I can't afford the internet to upload those videos. And I shouldn't have to pay out of my pocket to give people videos. I shouldn't be taking a loss on providing information that people benefit from. I should not. And you know, it's like, listen, I don't have any brand deals. I don't have sponsorship opportunities. No brand has approached me. And so I don't have anybody footing the bill. So I'm footing the bill to be able to get people videos for them to change their lives. And you know what? And I know that there are going to be some people who are going to be like, oh, I can't afford a membership site. I don't know. You don't even know how much the membership site is going to cost. But there are going to be people say, you know what? I can't afford it. I'm a student. I don't have money. I'm displaced or whatever. Okay. Well, how about this? Contact me privately. Let's see. Do some work in exchange for the membership. Do some social media work, something. You say you can't afford the membership. What are you willing to do to invest? Because it's not going to be complimentary. It's not. So what are you willing to invest in yourself, knowing what it is that you know of your own worth, to be able to have access to the videos, the information, the coaching, the whatever it may be. So I'm going to put a bunch of ideas inside this survey, and I want you guys to answer the survey. Let me know how and what it is that you have on your mind, and I will tailor the membership site to exactly what it is that I need. And remember, like I said, I only need 5 people. How many people I need? I only need 5 people to come and be a part of my membership site to match what it is that I'm making here on YouTube. Because if I can make money, if I can make videos on YouTube that 1,000 people watch and get $25 in exchange for that, I can make a video for 5 people to watch and still make the same amount of money. So I'm all right with that. I'm all right. And at least it'll be personal and one-on-one, because if there's one thing that people will always say about Tonya is that Tonya cares. And that's why I was doing the videos, because I care. So, do you care about me? You know what I mean? Because I made that video and I said, listen, if my videos have ever helped you or ever meant anything to you, here's a GoFundMe link. Please give if you choose. And even that, I didn't have the right to say that. 10 years making videos on YouTube. 10 years. And shout out to LaShawn and Kerry Scoville and the people who gave big sums into my GoFundMe to get where I needed to go. Hervé, thank you. Thank you. So it's like 10 years. It's the way of doing things before is done. It's done. It's done. So this video I'm putting up, and it will stay on my page, and whoever comes to my page will see this video. And you know, some people, you could say, I know when some people hear this, they're gonna think that it's a joke. Them gonna think it's a joke. Them gonna say, no, not for real. But you're gonna see. I don't know. Will I ever make a video sometime in the future ever again? I don't know. I don't know. But I know that I need to do what I need to do for me first. For me first. Take care of myself first too. And then it's like, you got to put on your oxygen mask before you can put the oxygen mask on other people. I know that there's going to be other people who are going to be like, why don't you just get a real job? Okay. So what I can do is I can get a real job, a quote unquote real job, right? I can get a real job to make money, to pay for the internet and the camera and the time that it takes to make a video, so that I could use my job as the sponsor to get other people information for free, to help them to change their lives, that I should be paying for them to benefit from the information. And that model is over, because TKO Skin was the sponsor for my videos before, and I wasn't really able to make videos the way I wanted to make videos because I was spending so much time working within TKO Skin. So here we go. What we're going to do is I'm going to make personal one-on-one videos for people who are in my membership site. That way I still am able to express the love of making videos and be able to get videos to people who want them, because people don't have to come and comment on my videos talking about they don't want to be there. Baby, if you're paying a membership fee each month, you want to be there. So comment your foolishness. But I know that's not going to happen, because here on YouTube, while it's being given away for free, anybody coming over, I don't want to be here, yet you still subscribed and all this other nonsense and blah, 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 blah. Whatever. So it has been an amazing journey. Thank you. And you know what? I'm happy that everything happened as it did. I'm glad. I'm glad because I got a chance to see and experience new things. I got a chance to experience being broke. I got a chance to experience wanting to do what it is that you love, but being faced with the choice of having to pay for other people's healing, enlightenment, knowledge, connection, upliftment. And that's just not a sustainable business model. Like I said, this is a fraction of my own self-worth. And so on that note, I'd love all your comments below. This video will be up however long it'll be up for you all. Oh, you know what? Archives. For those of you who have really benefited from my videos over the years and some of these classics that you love, you can come over to my website and you can view the classic archives in a special member site area for people who want to see the archives. So yes, this is all that I know right here. Some of those videos have been up 10 years, so you know, it's like we got videos 10 years old. And I know that I am not going to see my 10-year YouTube anniversary roll back around and I'm doing things the same way that I was 10 years ago. That's not going to, I'm not going to be in the same or worse place. I'm not. And I don't know where this is going to take me. I don't know. But can it really financially get much worse than $25 a month? Oh, listen, even if it went down to $5 a month, me and one person, then you get personal one-on-one coaching with your big sister Tonya TKO for $5 a month. Then we just do it that way. Look, what? So I finished my video. This may have been my longest video yet, and I don't think I've talked this long before. I might break this up into smaller pieces. But yeah, so thank you all. I'm going to hug you guys and get out of here. But oh my goodness. You know what? Please. This person talking about I was trying to sell them some punani. Really? And they what? Said no to me. Why? They couldn't afford it? They didn't want it? You know what? Some of you guys got to read between the lines and think about why a person is really saying something. Please. Let me get out of here. Because some of you from the past who heard, you guys know what was really going on with that situation. I didn't need to say anything because I don't even want to invite that into my life. And I don't want that to be the last thing that I say on this video before I get out of here. I want to end on a good and positive note. You all have enriched and enhanced my life. Thank you. And there's some of you who are coming with me, so I'll see you on the other side. Fill out the survey below, get on the mailing list. Fill out the survey. When you put in your email address, you'll get added to a special mailing list and you'll be able to stay in touch with how and what is going to be the next move. You'll be able to help me craft the next move. So listen, on that note, let me get out of here. Let me hug you. Oh, I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Go out there and love one another. This will be my final time saying this out in public. So Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, what? That's right. Love yourself. And loving yourself is knowing your worth and demanding that thereof. Loving yourself is showing by example how a person behaves and navigates when they value themselves and the space that they hold. Listen, I may not be commercial. I may not. But I do have an impact on people's lives, a profound impact on people's lives. And I'm going to clear out the clutter. Clear out all of that which doesn't serve me and help me be able to serve those who choose to be served. You know, when I got started with this, I never said that I wanted to be famous. I said that I wanted to help people. And so here we are. And I know that my best way to be able to help people is to be able to sustain myself and be able to hold the space for them to be able to help them. So I'll give you, since this is goodbye, and you never know what may happen, but who wants to wait for what may happen? Get on the mailing list and come with me. If you want, get on the mailing list and come with me. One last hug and then we'll go. And even if you don't want to if you don't want to come to this section with me, you could just join the regular mailing list by going to TonyaTKO.com, scrolling down to the footer, putting your information in there. You get on the mailing list. You won't be tagged for finding out more about the membership site, etc. So, and the videos. Hug me. One last hug. Listen, I love you guys very much. You have no idea. Hug me. Hug me. Oh. I love you all so very, very much. And I'll say it again. Go out there and love one another, but most importantly, what? Love yourself. Tonya TKO. And I am out. Peace.